Leo was an ordinary young man. He lived in a quiet town surrounded by hills and trees. His house stood near the edge of a forest. He liked the peace there. He spent most of his time reading books, fixing old machines, or watching the stars at night. He lived alone. Life was simple, but something had changed lately. For the last few weeks, Leo felt strange. It started slowly. At first, he thought it was nothing. A whisper in the wind, a shadow moving too fast, a cold feeling on the back of his neck when no one was around. He laughed at himself. "Maybe I need sleep," he would say. But the feeling did not go away. In fact, it only got stronger. Every night Leo sat on his porch and looked at the sky. He always loved the stars. They made him feel calm. But now he felt something else, like the stars were watching him. One night, he saw a light move across the sky. It wasn't like an airplane. It was too fast. Then it stopped, just like that. Hanging still in the sky. His heart began to beat faster. He rubbed his eyes, but the light was still there. Then it blinked. Once, twice, and then it vanished. Leo stood up quickly. He looked around. Everything was quiet, too quiet. Even the wind had stopped. He walked inside and locked the door. Later that night, he had a dream. In the dream, a voice called his name. A soft, calm voice. It wasn't scary, but it felt strange. "Leo," it said, "do not be afraid." He turned to look, but saw only a shadow standing in the trees. He tried to move, but his body would not listen. The shadow came closer, and just before he could see the face, it disappeared. He woke up sweating. The next day, he tried to forget the dream. He cleaned his tools, fixed his bike, and even tried painting. But no matter what he did, he couldn't stop thinking about it. That night, he had the same dream again. The same voice, the same shadow. But this time, the voice said something new. "It's time." Leo jumped out of bed. He was breathing hard. "What's going on with me?" he asked himself. He looked out his window. The forest behind his house looked normal, but deep inside, he knew something was different. The next evening, Leo sat outside with a flashlight. He kept looking at the forest, waiting, watching. The air felt heavy. He checked the time. It was almost midnight. Then he saw it. A silver light moved across the sky. This time it didn't stop in the air. It came down, slowly, quietly, into the forest behind his house. Leo stood up. His hands were shaking. He took a deep breath and walked toward the trees. He told himself it was probably a drone, or maybe a small plane, but his heart was beating too fast. This was something else. As he entered the forest, the sounds of the night faded. No crickets, no owls, only silence. He followed the trail, his flashlight cutting through the darkness. After a few minutes, he saw it. A smooth, silver object half hidden behind some bushes. It was shaped like a teardrop, about the size of a small van. It didn't make any sound. There were strange markings on the side that he couldn't read. Then a door slowly opened. Leo froze. Light spilled out from the ship, lighting up the trees in a soft blue glow. He took a step back. He didn't know if he should run or stay. Then she stepped out. A woman. Tall, elegant, and unlike anything he had ever seen. Her skin was a soft blue with a pale purplish tone. Her hair was silver, flowing like water, and her ears were small, but shaped a bit like an elf's. She wore a long dress, dark green in color, made of a smooth material that shimmered under the moonlight. Leo couldn't move. She looked right at him. Her eyes were calm but deep, like she knew everything about him. She smiled gently. Then she spoke. "Leo." His heart nearly stopped. Her voice, it was the same one from his dreams. He stepped back again. Who are you? He asked, his voice shaking. The woman didn't move. She looked at him softly and said, I mean no harm. My name is Nalara, and I've been watching you for years. Leo couldn't believe what he was hearing. Watching me? What do you mean? Why? She took a step closer, slowly, carefully. I've waited a long time for this moment, but I know you are afraid. I understand. Leo tried to speak, but nothing came out. Everything inside him felt like it was spinning. A part of him wanted to run. Another part wanted to hear more. I'm not here to hurt you, Nalara said, again. I only want you to know the truth. You are not alone, Leo. You never have been. He stared at her, his mind trying to catch up. The lights, the voice, the dreams. It was all real. But why? Why him? Before he could ask, Nalara turned her eyes toward the sky. Others are coming, she whispered, and we don't have much time. Leo looked up too, but saw only stars. Then she looked at him again. Will you listen to what I have to say? Leo didn't answer. His world had just changed in one night. And he didn't know if he was ready, but something told him this was only the beginning. Leo couldn't speak. His mouth was dry and his thoughts were moving too fast. In front of him stood an alien woman. Not from a movie, not from a dream. She was real. Her skin glowed softly under the moonlight, and her silver hair moved gently in the night breeze. Nalara stood quietly, waiting. She didn't rush him. She only looked at him with calm, patient eyes. Leo finally found his voice. You said, you've been watching me for years. Why? She nodded slowly. Because you are important, Leo. You may not know it, but you are not an ordinary human. You are connected to something far greater. Leo frowned. I don't understand. I'm just a normal guy. I fix machines, read books, and live alone. There is more to your life than you know, she said gently. Your past hides secrets, and I am here to tell you the truth. He shook his head. This is crazy. I must be dreaming. None of this makes sense. I understand your fear, she said. But everything I tell you is real. I can show you if you let me. She held out her hand. Leo hesitated. A voice in his head warned him not to trust her, but another part of him, the curious part, wanted to know more. After a moment, he reached out and touched her hand. The moment their hands met, Leo felt a strange warmth run through his body. His vision blurred. Then everything changed. He was no longer in the forest. Now he stood inside a round silver room with smooth walls and no corners. Soft lights floated around him like fireflies. Nalara stood beside him. What is this place? He asked. This is part of my ship, she said. But what I'm about to show you is from your past. A light appeared in front of them, floating, in the air like a screen. On it, Leo saw a baby. The baby was him. His mother held him, smiling gently. His father stood beside her. But in the corner of the room, there was someone else. A tall figure in a white suit. Not human. That was... The first time I saw you, Nalara said, I was sent here to observe Earth, but then I saw you, and everything changed. Leo stared at the image. Who is that standing near my parents? That is one of my people, she answered. Your parents were part of a secret Earth group. They believed humans were ready to make contact with others beyond the stars. Leo's eyes widened. My parents never told me anything about this. They couldn't, she said softly. They were sworn to silence, but they wanted you to be protected. They knew you were different. He watched more images. His childhood, his school days, his lonely nights under the stars. In some of the clips, he saw a shadow in the distance. A figure watching. Protecting. That was you? He whispered. Yes, Nalara replied. I've been close, always watching from afar. I never meant to interfere, but I kept you safe when I could. Why me? Leo asked again. What makes me so special? Nalara touched the screen, and it changed again. Now it showed brain scans, waves, of light and symbols Leo couldn't understand. Your mind is different, she explained. You can connect to signals and frequencies that most humans cannot. You have a gift. That's why I stayed. To protect you. Leo looked down. He was quiet for a while. Back in the forest, the vision faded. They stood under the trees once more. The ship behind Nalara gave off a soft hum. Leo sat down on a large rock. His head was full of questions. So all those times I thought someone was watching me. That was real? Yes, she said. I stayed hidden, but I was always near. He looked up at her. Were you the voice in my dreams? She nodded. Sometimes I tried to reach you when you were asleep. Your mind was open then. It was the safest way. Leo sighed. This is a lot to take in. My whole life I thought I was just me. But now you're telling me I'm connected to something bigger. You are, she said calmly. And now others know it too. What do you mean? He asked. Nalara turned and looked at the sky. There are others watching now. Not all of them are peaceful. They know about your mind. They see you as a threat. Leo stood up, nervous. Are you saying I'm in danger? Yes, she replied. And I don't want anything to happen to you. That's why I finally came. Looked at her closely. So you didn't just come to say hello, you came to protect me. She nodded. Exactly. The time for watching is over. Now, I must act. Leo walked a few steps away, thinking. Everything in his life had changed in just one night. A strange ship, a woman from another world, memories he never knew existed. He turned back to her. So what happens now? That depends on you, she said. I will not force you, but I can keep you safe, help you learn the truth, and show you the stars. Leo looked up at the night sky, the stars shining like tiny fires in the dark. He always felt like there was something more out there. Maybe now he had a chance to see it. Still, he was scared. Leaving Earth? Leaving everything he knew? He took a deep breath. I'm not ready to leave yet, he said. But I want to know more. I want to understand. Nalara smiled. Then I will stay with you, and I will tell you everything. They stood in the quiet forest, two very different beings connected by fate and secrets hidden for years. The stars above them watched in silence. This was no longer just Leo's world. It had become something much bigger. Leo couldn't sleep that night. After returning from the forest, his mind was spinning. He sat on his bed staring at the floor. The image of Nalara's face, her glowing skin, and calm voice wouldn't leave his thoughts. He remembered how she showed him moments from his own life, moments no one else should know. You're not ordinary, she had said. Leo kept hearing that line over and over again. He didn't feel special. He didn't feel powerful. In fact, he felt more confused than ever. The next morning, the sun rose quietly. Birds sang outside his window like nothing had happened. But everything had changed. He looked outside and saw her. Nalara stood near the edge of the forest, her silver hair shining in the sunlight. She looked peaceful, as if she belonged there. Leo stepped out of his house and walked toward her. His heart was still unsure, but he needed answers. Nalara turned to him and gave a soft smile. Good morning, Leo. I didn't think you'd still be here, he said. I said I would stay. I meant it. They walked together into the forest. The air was cool and the trees whispered with a light breeze. Leo stopped near a fallen log and sat down. I need to know everything, he said. No more secrets. Nalara nodded. Of course. Ask me anything. He looked at her directly. You said I'm not ordinary. What does that mean? She looked up at the sky for a moment, then back at him. There are many types of life across the stars, Leo. Most species grow slowly. They learn, explore, and make mistakes. But sometimes a rare kind of mind is born, one that can understand things beyond its time. Leo listened quietly. Your brain is built differently, she continued. You can pick up on patterns, signals, and even thoughts that most humans can't feel. Your mind works like a key. It can unlock things others cannot see. Leo frowned. So I'm some kind of alien tool? No, Nalara said gently. You're not a tool, you're a bridge, a connection between two worlds. He took a deep breath. And my parents? You said they knew something. Yes. Your parents were scientists working on a secret Earth program. They believed in peaceful contact with other planets. They met my people many years ago in a hidden mission. Your mother helped design communication technology. Your father studied human brain signals. When you were born, they knew you were different. Why didn't they tell me? Leo asked, his voice quiet. They wanted to protect you, she said. They knew others wouldn't understand, and there were risks. What kind of risks? Nalara's face became serious. Not all alien races want peace. Some fear minds, like yours. They think you could open doors to secrets they want hidden. Others believe your abilities could grow, faster than anyone has ever seen. Leo's eyes widened. You mean, I could be dangerous? She shook her head. Not dangerous, but powerful. And power, even when peaceful, scares those who want control. Leo stood up and walked a few steps away. His thoughts were racing again. So what now? What do I do? You have a choice, Nalara said calmly. You can stay and live a normal life. I will hide you again as I did before. Or you can train with me, learn what your mind can truly do, and face what's coming. He turned to her. Coming? She nodded slowly. There are ships watching Earth even now. They are not mine. They belong to those who fear change. They have learned about you. I don't know when, but they will come. Leo looked at the ground. He didn't ask for this life. He didn't ask to be special. But now it was too late to turn back. He looked at Nalara. Why did you choose me? She stepped closer. Her voice was quiet, full of emotion. Because I saw something in you. Kindness, curiosity, strength. I watched you grow, protect others, stay strong even when you were alone. You have a heart that sees beyond fear. That is rare, Leo. He didn't know what to say. After a long silence, Leo asked, If I say yes, and learn from you, what happens to my life here? Nalara looked toward the hills. Your life will change. You may not return for a long time, but your world will still be here, and your actions may save more lives than you can imagine. Leo sat down again, breathing slowly. Everything felt like a dream, but he knew it wasn't. He looked at her and asked, Can I see the stars? I mean, really see them? She smiled gently. Yes, I can take you far above Earth. You will see things no human has ever seen before. Quiet excitement grew in his chest, mixed with fear and wonder. Then out of nowhere, a strange sound filled the air. A low hum. It was different from Nalara's ship. It was deeper, colder. Nalara's smile vanished. She turned her head sharply, toward the forest. They're here, she whispered. Leo stood up. Who? Scouts from the Dominion, she said. We must leave this place. Now. A sudden wind swept through the trees. Leaves flew into the air. In the sky, a dark shape appeared between the clouds. It hovered silently. Nalara turned to Leo. You must decide now. Come with me or stay and hide. Leo looked at the ship above, then at Nalara. He didn't have all the answers, but he knew this wasn't just about him anymore. He nodded slowly. Okay, I'll go with you. Nalara reached out her hand. Then hold on. We're not safe yet. As the wind roared louder and lights flashed in the sky, Leo took her hand tightly. His life on Earth was ending. A new journey was about to begin. The moment Leo took Nalara's hand, everything changed. A beam of soft blue light surrounded them. The ground shook slightly beneath their feet. Above the trees, the dark enemy ship hovered like a silent predator. Its surface was rough and cold, with strange red lights blinking across its body. Leo held Nalara's hand tightly. "What is that thing?" "A Dominion scout," she said, eyes focused. "They search for minds like yours. They destroy what they don't understand." Before Leo could ask more, the blue light became brighter. Suddenly he felt a pull, like the air around him disappeared for a second. In a blink, the forest vanished. They were inside Nalara's ship. The ship's walls were smooth and silver, glowing with quiet lights. The room was round and wide, with no sharp edges. It didn't feel like a machine, it felt alive. Leo stumbled forward. "Where are we?" "My ship," Nalara said. "You're safe for now." Outside the ship, alarms beeped softly. A smooth voice spoke from the wall. "Warning, incoming projectile. 4 seconds to impact." Leo's eyes widened. "They're shooting at us?" "Yes," Nalara said, running to the center console. Her fingers moved quickly over strange symbols. "Hold on!" Leo grabbed a rail on the wall. A soft vibration passed through the ship. Then, boom! A soft explosion echoed behind them. The ship shook, but not much. The walls absorbed most of the force. "We need to leave orbit now," Nalara said. With a soft hum, the ship rose higher into the sky. The earth below became smaller and smaller. In seconds, the blue sky turned dark, and the stars appeared all around them. Leo stared out the window, his heart pounding. "We're really in space." "Yes," Nalara said, smiling for a brief moment. "You're not dreaming." He moved to the window. Earth floated like a blue marble below. It was beautiful. For the first time, he saw his home from above, but his peace was short-lived. Behind them, the Dominion ship followed. "They're fast," Leo said. "Too fast," Nalara replied. "They've upgraded their engines. If we don't shake them, they'll call others. What do we do?" She looked at him seriously. "We use your mind." Leo stepped back. "My mind? What do you mean?" She touched a panel on the wall. A small glowing chair rose from the floor. "This ship was built to work with special minds," she explained. "It responds to brain signals. I've used it alone for years, but with your power, we can go faster, beyond their reach." Leo looked at the chair nervously. "What if I mess up?" "You won't," she said gently. "I'll guide you." Taking a deep breath, Leo sat in the chair. Soft bands wrapped around his arms and forehead. They weren't tight, more like a soft hug. "Close your eyes," Nalara said. "Think of flying. Think of freedom." Leo shut his eyes. He tried to clear his mind, but thoughts came in waves. Fear, wonder, questions. He forced himself to breathe slowly. Then something clicked. He felt the ship. It was strange, like touching something without using his hands. He felt its wings, its engine, its heartbeat. The ship responded to his thoughts. Nalara's voice spoke, calmly. "Now guide us. Aim for the stars. Think about escaping." Leo focused. In his mind, he imagined the ship speeding up, breaking free, flying far into the deep, dark space. And the ship moved. Outside, bright blue light exploded from its back. The stars stretched like lines. The Dominion ship tried to follow, but it couldn't keep up. Within seconds, they were gone. The stars returned to normal. The enemy ship was no longer behind them. Leo opened his eyes. Did I do that?" Nalara smiled, proud. "Yes. You connected with the ship. You saved us." Leo felt dizzy but happy. He stood up slowly. "That was incredible." "You have only touched the surface of your power," she said. "With training, you'll do much more." Leo looked out the window again. Stars surrounded them now. There was no Earth, no Dominion ships, only quiet, beautiful space. He turned to Nalara. "Where are we going now?" "To a safe place," she replied. A moon base hidden near a dead planet. Only my people know it exists. You'll be safe there, and we can begin your training." Leo nodded. "Good. I think I need to understand what's happening to me." As the ship flew on, Nalara prepared a small room for Leo to rest. It was simple, with soft lights and a window showing the stars. Leo sat on the bed and looked outside. So much had changed in just one day. He closed his eyes and whispered to himself, "I'm not just a normal guy anymore." Just as sleep was about to take him, the ship's lights flickered for a second. Nalara entered the room with a serious face. "Something's wrong," she said. "That Dominion scout left a signal behind. Others may follow." Leo sat up. "Then, what do we do?" She looked at him calmly. "We prepare. This is just the beginning." The ship moved silently through space. Outside the window, stars blinked like tiny lights. Leo sat quietly in the small room Nalara had prepared for him. His mind was still full of questions, but his body was tired. Sleep was pulling him, but he wanted to stay awake. He needed to understand what was happening. Nalara entered the room. She looked calm but serious. "Leo, it is time to begin your training," she said. Leo stood up, trying to shake the tiredness from his body. "Training? What kind of training?" "You have a rare gift," Nalara explained. "Your mind can connect to technology, control it, understand it. But you don't know how yet. We must teach you to control this power safely." Leo looked out the window again. "Can you teach me? I'm not sure I'm ready." Nalara smiled softly. "No one is ready at first. But with time, you will learn." She took his hand and led him to a different part of the ship. The hallway was lit with soft blue light. The walls seemed alive, gently glowing as they walked. They reached a large room. It was empty except for a round platform in the center. Soft lights surrounded it. "This is the neural training room," Nalara said. "It helps you connect your mind with the ship and other machines." Leo felt nervous but curious. "How does it work?" Nalara touched a panel on the wall. The platform lit up with blue light. "You will sit here, and the ship will link with your brain. It will help you learn to control your power." Leo stepped onto the platform. Soft straps held him gently. They did not hurt. He closed his eyes. Suddenly, the room disappeared. He was inside a vast space filled with lights and colors. Shapes moved around him. Sounds he had never heard before filled the air. It was like a dream, but sharper, clearer. Nalara's voice echoed in his mind. "This is your mind's world. Here you can practice without danger. Control the shapes, change the colors, feel the energy." Leo focused. At first, nothing happened. But slowly, the shapes moved when he thought about them. The colors changed when he wished. He smiled. This was amazing. For hours, he practiced. Time felt strange. Sometimes it moved fast, sometimes slow. Nalara guided him patiently, teaching him how to calm his mind, focus his thoughts, and control the power inside him. After the training, Leo felt tired but excited. He was learning. He was changing. Over the next days, his training continued. Nalara taught him how to send small signals to machines, how to read electronic data with his mind, and how to protect himself from mental attacks. One evening, Leo sat by the ship's window watching a nearby planet. It was a cold world, covered with ice and dark rocks. Nalara joined him quietly. "Do you remember your parents?" she asked softly. Leo nodded. "A little. They were kind, smart people. They wanted to help others. I wish I could have known them better." "They believed in peace," Nalara said. "They hoped you would carry their work forward." Leo looked at her. "I want to protect Earth, but these Dominion people, they scare me." Nalara placed a hand on his shoulder. "Fear is natural, but courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting in spite of it." Leo smiled weakly. "I hope I can be brave." "Enough. You already are," she said. You have faced many things in a short time. Suddenly, the ship's alarm sounded softly. Nalara stood quickly. We have a visitor. Leo followed her to the control room. On the screen was a small ship approaching. It was not the Dominion. A voice spoke through the ship's speakers. This is Captain Reel of the Zorath fleet. We have been tracking the Dominion scout. We mean no harm. Please open your doors. Nalara relaxed slightly. Zorath is an ally. They oppose the Dominion. Leo was surprised. So there are other aliens like you? Yes, Nalara said. Many. Some are friends, some not. The door opened. Captain Reel stepped inside. He was tall and strong, with green skin and bright eyes. Welcome, Nalara said. This is Leo. He is new to all this. Captain. Reel smiled kindly. I've heard much about you, Leo. You are special. Leo felt strange hearing his name from an alien's mouth. Thank you, but I still have much to learn. We all do, Reel said. That is why we have come. The Dominion grows stronger. We need your help. Leo looked at Nalara. She nodded. The adventure was only beginning. Leo stood quietly beside Nalara as Captain Reel explained everything. They were in the ship's meeting room, a calm space with a large round table, soft chairs, and a screen floating in the air showing maps and strange alien symbols. The stars outside blinked slowly through the clear glass walls. The Dominion was once a council of peace, Captain Reel said, his voice deep and steady. But they changed. Power became more important than unity. Now they conquer, control, and erase anything they don't understand. Like you. Leo frowned. Why me? Because your mind is different, Reel said. Rare. Powerful. The Dominion sees it as a threat. They fear what you can become. Leo looked down, unsure. But I'm still learning. I'm not strong yet. You don't need to be strong now, Nalara said gently. You only need to be willing. Captain. Reel leaned forward. There is something you must see. He touched a small device and the screen changed. A video played. Dark ships flying over a quiet planet. Burning cities and families running from machines. Alien children crying. Buildings collapsing. The Dominion had attacked without warning. Leo's hands tightened into fists. They did this? He asked. Reel nodded. Yes. This is what they'll do to Earth, if we don't stop them. Nalara placed a hand on Leo's arm. This is why I watched over you all those years. I was waiting for the right time, for you to awaken. Leo looked at her, eyes full of mixed emotions. Why me, out of everyone on Earth? Because you are your parents' son, she said softly. They weren't just scientists. They were protectors. They were part of something bigger. Really? Added, they were members of the Solari Alliance, secretly helping stop the Dominion. They were brave. Leo stepped back. I didn't know any of this. My life was normal. School, work, boring days. It was hidden to protect you, Nalara said. But now, the truth must rise. He stayed, silent for a moment, breathing slowly. His heart felt heavy. Then tell me everything, no more secrets. Reel and Nalara nodded. Over the next hour, they explained it all. How the Dominion rose, how the Solari Alliance tried to stop them, how Leo's parents discovered a signal hidden inside Dominion ships. That signal could break the control systems, shut down their weapons. They hid the data inside your DNA, Nalara said. It was the only safe place. Leo's eyes widened. In my DNA? Yes, Reel confirmed. It's why your brain can link with machines. You are the key. Leo sat down slowly. So this isn't just about me learning powers, it's about saving worlds. Nalara knelt beside him. I know it's a lot, but you're not alone. Leo took a deep breath. Then tell me the plan. Reel smiled. We attack a Dominion outpost, one of their control centers. You will connect to their system and upload the signal hidden in you. It will spread like a virus. Their ships will be blinded for weeks. Leo nodded. Let's do it. The next day they left for the Outpost. Nalara's ship joined a small fleet of Zorath fighters. They moved quickly through space, staying hidden behind moon shadows and asteroid fields. Inside his room, Leo sat in front of a mirror. He stared at his reflection. He didn't look like a hero, but he felt something changing inside, a fire, a purpose. Nalara entered, carrying a small suit. Here. It will protect your body while you connect to their system. The suit was light and smooth, silver blue in color, with thin circuits glowing faintly. Leo put it on. As he stood up, Nalara handed him a small disc. This is your link device. Place it on any Dominion control panel. Your mind will do the rest. Leo held it tightly. Thank you for believing in me. She smiled. I always have. Soon they reached the outpost, a dark metal station floating above a dead planet. Sharp towers, red lights, and thick defense guns surrounded it. It looked dangerous and lifeless. Leo, Nalara, and Rill entered a stealth shuttle. Quiet as a whisper, it slipped past the outer sensors and landed inside a docking tunnel. Inside, the station was cold and empty. Their boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. Strange machines watched from the walls. This way, Rill whispered, pointing toward a door. The main core is deep inside. They moved quickly through the halls, avoiding patrol bots and cameras. Leo felt his heartbeat rising. His hands were sweating. But he kept going. At last they reached the core room, a huge chamber filled with screens and machines. In the center, a glowing tower pulsed with red light. That's the main control panel, Nalara said. Leo nodded and walked toward it. Every step felt heavy. He placed the disc on the panel, the lights blinked, he closed his eyes, and connected. Suddenly, his mind was inside the Dominion system. He saw data streams flying, dark commands flowing, weapons being aimed at peaceful planets. It was cold, angry, full of control. But Leo focused. He found the hidden signal inside. Himself, a golden light. He pushed it into the stream. The system resisted. Warning lights flashed. Intruder detected. But Leo didn't stop. He forced the signal deeper, letting it spread. Then, boom. The system broke, screen shattered. The red lights turned blue. The Dominion was blind. Leo opened his eyes, breathing hard. It worked. Rill and Nalara smiled. But suddenly, alarms blared. Security bots incoming, Rill shouted. They ran. Alarms screamed through the Dominion outpost. Red lights flashed across every wall and warning voices echoed through the halls in a strange alien language. Leo, Nalara, and Captain Rill ran as fast as they could. Behind them, the heavy metal doors opened, and dozens of security bots rushed out, glowing with red eyes and armed with energy weapons. Down this hall, Nalara shouted, leading the way. Leo's legs burned and his heart pounded in his chest. His mind was still buzzing from the system connection. He had never felt so tired, but he pushed forward. They had to escape, now. The corridor was long and curved. On the walls, control panels sparked and flickered. Leo's virus had damaged the outpost badly. Dominion systems were falling apart. Rill stopped at a door and quickly placed an energy cube into the lock. The door slid open, revealing a short passage to the hangar bay. Our shuttle is on the other side, Rill said. If we reach it, we're safe. But the sound of metal footsteps was growing louder. They're gaining on us, Leo shouted. Nalara turned and aimed her small hand device at the ceiling above the hallway. She fired. The shot hit a beam, causing part of the ceiling to fall and block the path behind them. That will slow them down, she said, breathing fast. They entered the hangar, a wide space with dark steel floors and tall ceilings. Their shuttle waited on the far side, its ramp already open. Go, Rill ordered. Suddenly, a new group of Dominion soldiers entered from a side door. They wore dark armor and moved fast. Nalara pulled Leo behind some crates while Rill returned. Fire laser blasts flew in all directions. Sparks rained down. The air was filled with smoke and noise. Leo crouched low, trying not to panic. What do we do? You run to the shuttle, Nalara said. I'll cover you. No, Leo shouted. We go together. but she was already moving. She ran into the open, drawing the soldiers' attention. Her shots hit two of them, causing their armor to spark and fall. Ryle followed her, clearing the way. "Leo, now!" Nalara shouted. Leo took a deep breath and ran. He dodged falling debris and jumped over broken pipes. A blast hit near his feet, but he didn't stop. His eyes were fixed on the shuttle. He reached the ramp and turned around. Nalara and Rill were close behind, but one of the soldiers took aim at Nalara. "Watch out," Leo screamed. Rill jumped in front of her and took the hit. His armor sparked and he fell to the ground. "No!" Nalara cried. She pulled him into the shuttle with all her strength, and Leo helped her close the ramp. Inside, the shuttle shook from more blasts, but it lifted off the ground and flew out of the hangar. They escaped. Inside the shuttle, the lights were dim. Leo sat beside Rill, who was badly hurt, but alive. Nalara was flying the ship, guiding it back toward their fleet. "You did it, Leo," she said. "You shut down the outpost." Leo nodded slowly. "But Rill? Is he going to make it?" Rill opened one eye and smiled weakly. "I've had worse." Leo gave a small laugh. He was covered in sweat and dust. His arms ached. His head was spinning, but deep inside he felt proud. They had won. A few hours later, they arrived at the Zorath command ship. Medical teams helped Rill. The ship's crew cheered when they heard about the mission's success. Leo stood at the center of the command room, surrounded by holograms showing the damage spreading through the Dominion's network. "You've changed everything," said one Zorath officer. "For the first time in years, the Dominion is weak." Leo looked at Nalara. "So what happens now?" "Now," she said, "we build something better." In the weeks that followed, everything changed. The Solari Alliance grew stronger. New allies joined. Peaceful planets that had lived in fear now had hope. With the Dominion systems damaged, their armies slowed down. Leo continued training. He became faster, stronger, and smarter with every session. He could control machines, open doors with his mind, and even fly small ships without touching the controls. He was becoming a protector, just like his parents. One evening, he stood on the balcony of Nalara's ship, looking at Earth from space. It looked so small but so beautiful. Nalara walked beside him. "You miss it, don't you?" she asked. Leo nodded. "Yes, it's my home." "You will return," she said. "But the galaxy needs you too." He turned to her. "Why did you choose to watch over me, out of all the people?" She looked at him with gentle eyes. "Because I saw something in you. A light. A future. You reminded me that one person can make a difference." Leo smiled. "Thank you for never giving up on me." Nalara stepped closer. "And thank you for becoming who you were always meant to be." Later, the Solari Alliance held a ceremony. Leaders from many worlds came together. Flags flew. Lights shined. And Leo was called to the stage. Nalara stood beside him as the Grand Speaker raised a crystal medal. For bravery, for courage, for choosing to fight when it was easier to run, the speaker said. "We honor Leo, child of Earth, protector of peace." The crowd clapped. Some even shouted his name. Leo stood tall. He didn't feel like the lost boy from before. He felt ready, strong, complete. And deep in his heart, he knew this was just the beginning of a new life. A life of purpose, friendship, and adventure. The end.